All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time of the week once again. Welcome back to another episode of the We Hate Sports Podcast, episode 258, coming at you on this Sunday night. My name is Billy Cameron, joined by Gianni, Bam, and TK this week. And gentlemen, we have a lot to discuss with regards to history being made over this past week in sports. We got the World Baseball Classic going on right now as we speak. Dominican Republic taking on USA. We already had the one of the favorites get eliminated yesterday. Meanwhile, we got Bam Adebayo creating history and a lot of discourse with his 83-point game, but not to be outdone reigning MVP, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, also breaking an unbeatable record in NBA history. We'll be talking about which one was more impressive. We'll also be talking about our predictions for the World Baseball Classic, who is going to end up winning this whole thing, as well as who's going to be in the Final Four for the men's basketball tournament this year. In college basketball, and we have to talk about the NBA, the NFL draft, which is right around the corner. Top five, all right, a top five. They got plenty of options to choose from, but which team truly is in the best spot to make the playoffs this upcoming season? All that talk about and more in the episode this week. Make sure you follow us on our socials, we sports all across the board, on our Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I still have to upload. I know I forgot to upload something. I forgot to upload our full episodes, which we've been doing. Yeah, we've been catching up. Or at least through audio version anyway. Always drop the video version afterwards. So, make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all the chaos in its unedited, glorious form. Um, all right. With all that being said, let's break into the first topic of the night, which is a lot of history that is involved because, earlier this week, Bam Adebayo only became the second man in modern NBA history to score 80 points or more, becoming the second becoming the player with the second most points in an NBA game. Wilt Chamberlain had 100, Bam Adebayo had 83, and Kobe Bryant had 81. So nothing short of impressive. 83 is 83. That's the way I've been looking at it. But there's always been a lot of discourse about it. How we actually got to that 83. But not to be outdone. Reigning MVP, like I said, SGA, he ended up breaking Will Chamberlain's other record of most consecutive games with at least 20 points. Now that record stands at 128 and counting. So I'll start with you on this one this week, Bam. Which record was more impressive? Bam's 83-point game or SGA's 128 uh game record.
Um, I do have to agree with you, PC, about the point you made earlier. I do think that, just 83 is 83. I know you got the Kobe lovers. They gonna say, it's fake. But while that is true, that 83 is 83. I think 173 games of 20 points straight is insane to fathom. LeBron hasn't even done that. So I think SGA doing that is just, by all bias aside, I think that 20 straight games of 100, 173 straight games of 20 plus is like monumental. We haven't seen, we have the greatest scorers in the game. Kobe, Braun, KD, Kyrie, they haven't done it. So for SGA to do that is, I think that's probably the biggest historical moment.
TK. This man TK
Come,
went
hey, come,
gone
come,
left.
come, come back to me after Gianni or after you, bro. My bad.
Okay, man, he must be having a cha-cha slide right now in the living room or something. Gianni.
It's impressive what SGA is doing, breaking that record. That record is crazy. I didn't even know it until yesterday when I saw it. Uh, but man, Bam's 83, man. That was insane. The first quarter, he had 31. He was 10, I think, of 15 5 of 8 from three. And from there, it was going up and up and up the score. At one point, when he got to 70, man, I I was like thinking to myself, do we get the record or not? Because there's a lot of discourse saying, oh, should he stay in the game up 20? But anyways, man, the Wizards were coming back in that game at one point, and we had to seal the game. So I think Bam's 83, man, is impressive. I don't care how he got it. He got it, and he won the game. That's the important thing at the end of the day, because however you get it, nobody's gonna care in 10 years how you get it. 83 is 83. When Because people said throughout the video of Kobe hitting free throws up 20, nobody's gonna care about that really because he got 81. That's all that matters. He got 81 and won the game. And that's how I look at it, man. It's really impressive, man. I was like stunned, man. When he got to 83, man, I was stunned. I was without words and everything like that. But I think Ben's 83 is impressive because I don't know if we're gonna see anytime soon somebody scoring 80 at this point.
All right. Now, TK.
Man, fuck that 83 points, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and praise that shit at all. I don't care for it, bro. 43 free throws in the game, dog. That shit is just absolutely unacceptable. So I'm gonna give the love to my nigga SGA. Anytime you break I feel like anytime you break one of Wilt's records, PC, Gianni, Bam, like that just has to get all the praise, bro. Like I think what was it, 126 games? Did he break the record? Because I know he didn't. Okay, so he officially broke the record. Like, bro, that's impressive. That's probably a record we're not going to see for a long time. I understand what Gianni was saying as far as players not. We probably won't see a player get 80 in a long time. But Gianni, we've seen some 70-point games, 73-point games, 60-point games. Like we see it, and we see it quite often. So I think Bam may have this record for a couple of years, bro. But it wouldn't shock me at all if even the 83 points gets broken at all, bro. But 126 game of 20 straight points, bro. And that's just insane, bro. So I'm gonna get a love to SGA, dog. Like I said, fuck that 83 points, fuck the Miami Heat, and fuck Bam, bro. I don't care. I'm not showing no type of love to that 83 at all. Shout out Kobe, 81.
Well, while Paris here was a bit more blunt about it, um, my answer actually was going to be SGA too. Not for the same vindictive reasons CK may have, though. I just think that when we look at all the talent that's in the NBA today, and I could see, in the future, someone like Wemby or Ants or potentially a Khan or whoever, having an all-time historic performance. When I look back at the history books in like 10, 15, 20 years, are a lot of people going to think of Bam Adebayo as this prolific scorer? I don't think a lot of people are. I gotta remember Bam Adebayo as an excellent big for the Miami Heat, but let's say win a championship and before he retires, that's about as much as people are going to remember Bam for. The reason why Kobe's 81 was so historic was because we hadn't seen that in years. And I mean, the only kind of player that would be able to pull that kind of stuff off at during his time was Kobe himself. I can see multiple players now actually breaking Kobe's record, at least today. This is kind of a question we had, many, many months ago on the podcast before. So I think that SGA having 20 plus points, which we saw is still impressive as all hell to do. But to do it for 128 straight games, I mean, that's something that's unheard of, bro. I don't have the statistic in front of me, but LeBron scoring 10 points in what was it, like 300 consecutive games or whatever. Impressive as hell. And the fact that he's still on track to beat that record, and that seems like an unbeatable record. There's only a small crop of talent that can actually do that. And I think that SGA I think SGA's record as a result is a little bit more impressive than saying, "Oh, Bam Adebayo got 83." Bam Adebayo got 83, but I could also see someone like in the future, perhaps a Cooper Flag or Ants or whoever dropping an 83 too. So yes, 83 is 83. And I'm trying not to discredit it, especially after the visual abuse that TK just gave. But I just think that SGA's
I could
record
say
is a little bit better.
PC,
I
I
could say a
would like to
lot
say
more, bro. I could say
if
a lot
if
more.
if if it wasn't Bam that got the 83, I don't think people would have a problem with it. Like if it was like another player, I think that's how I view it because
Well,
the
PC
way the
told you why.
discourse,
PC told you why. It's because when you think of Bam, you don't think of him as a scorer, bro. So the fact,
Yeah,
you know why people are really disrespecting Bam's 83, bro. Is for one, it's what PC said with him not being a scorer. But it's like people are looking at it like, damn, if Bam could get 83, nigga, I can definitely get 83. PC, we know as players in the league right now that's thinking, all right, bro. Sometime in my league, I'm going for that record. I'm going for that 84 or 85, whatever it is. So like, because if Bam can do it, who's not a scorer, bro. Like when you think of Bam, that's maybe his sixth best thing. You think of defense, blocks, steals, you know what I'm saying, from the mid range and
yeah,
all that shit. But you don't think of pure, like you just don't think that Bam
yeah, I
would have been the
understand
one to
that.
break that record, dog. Like that's it.
mm,
I'm still shocked, bro. Like I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And you guys know why I'm hurt. But like, shout out Bam, bro, because I mean, dog, he got niggas in the league feeling themselves. That's saying right now, Bam could do it. I could definitely. And like I said, we've seen 70-point games. I think Lillard dropped like 73. Like we've had players that was in that realm, bro. Like it's it can definitely be done.
To
yeah,
me, the player that can do it, but I think he's at older age. I feel like Steph is the one guy I feel the most confident out of anybody in the league right now. That if he was a little younger, I think he could do it because the way he makes the threes, we know how he can get hot in a hurry. When he gets hot
yeah.
in a hurry, he's like he's
Are you
unstoppable,
saying are
man.
you saying old Steph or are you saying like Steph right now?
No, not stuff, old stuff. I'm talking about
Okay, so
like
give me a player right now in the league that y'all could realistically see beating that record. I'll say Luca.
Luca and
Luka
uh,
and
yeah, Luca
Giannis.
and
Giannis, I can't see Giannis doing it. His
yeah,
knees are
I
he's
can
still
see.
yeah,
I'll say
Giannis is
I
touching
think
the
I think Ant is the best option because Luca.
over
The thing
Luca?
is, well, no, I
That's
think Luca
crazy.
can get it, but the thing is, he will have to play 45 minutes in a game. You think like like he will be able to like? I think he can get 70.
Yeah, but I
He
think
can get
Ant,
70.
like, and we all love Ant, but I think we'd all agree Ant is one of them streaky shooters, bro. Like most times, he's more hot than he is cold, but when he gets cold, bro, like if his three's not falling, dog, his entire game is just fucked.
I think both Ant and Luca can get 70, but it depends on like how the game flows. If the game flows like if they have 70, let's just say enter the fourth quarter, then yeah,
But
I
for
think obviously they can get
but
it.
for me, it's just more than Ant and Luca. I can see Wemby doing it.
Oh,
Uh,
Wemby. Oh, I
Wemby
agree.
for sure. I'm
Wemby. Yeah.
trying to think. It's definitely some young guys out there, bro.
Cooper.
Cooper,
Yeah.
I think Cooper could do it. It depends on how
I'll
if
tell
his
you
shots
this.
falling. Bro,
Big. My
I
best
can
bet
see
will
I
honestly,
can
be
see it. I can
Wemby.
see
I
it.
can
Don't look
see
at me like that, man.
look
I can see it.
people try to troll him, but I can see SGA getting one of them games, bro, where he just keeps getting fouled. He gets to the line and his shots are just falling. He could probably break the record. Like it's definitely some guys out there that can do
TK.
it, bro.
My best bet will be Wemby. Actually,
I
of
love
getting
that.
Wemby,
83.
I don't think SGA got 80 in.
I don't know, dog. I mean, if Bad can do it, anybody can do it. That's how I'm feeling now, bro.
Hold on, we forgetting some people. Donovan Mitchell, Devin
Yeah,
Booker.
Donovan, I can see Donovan doing it.
Yeah.
I think
Didn't
Devin Booker.
Embiid have a 70-point game? I mean, he can't
Yeah,
do it now, but
Embiid had 70, yeah.
like, dog, that record's gonna get broken, bro. Like that,
That's what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying.
get
Like,
broken.
and that's why it's like I feel like SGA's record is just a bit more impressive because like
Absolutely.
I can see multiple players breaking Bam's record. I can't see multiple players breaking SGA's record.
Nah.
I mean, that was a 63-year-old record that he broke from Wilt. So, I mean that's the only reason it came down to it. I mean,
And
I
he's doing it efficiently, bro. Like it's not like he's going out there shooting 6 for 20. He's going out there shooting 15 for 22. Like he's bro. Shade, that nigga's special, bro.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see, man. We're gonna have to wait and see. That was a good opening topic though. Let's get to the next question. Let's jump from basketball to baseball, and let's talk about the WBC World Baseball Classic currently going on as we speak. Literally just had I believe it was a solo home run from Team USA. They just went up 2-1 against the Dominican Republic. Just as a quick recap of the World Baseball Classic so far, you had Venezuela knocking out my pick to win the whole thing, Japan, yesterday. Ended up winning 8-5. You also had Puerto Rico, who just absolutely got demolished by Team Italy, bro. Between them, Korea getting absolutely demolished by Dominican Republic. And now in the semifinals, you have US versus DR as we speak. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's going to be Italy versus Venezuela. A lot of big name hitters, a lot of big time hitters on all four of these teams. Italy probably the most momentum right now. I'll start with you on this one, G. You're a baseball guy. Who's going to ultimately end up winning this whole thing?
I think it's going to be. I think the finals is going to be DR versus Italy, and I think DR wins pretty easily versus them. DR is just stacked top to bottom, 1 through 9. The hitter, I think USA and DR is like you see right now, it's 2-1. It's kind of going back and forth. The pitching is starting to take over, but DR is just loaded, man. If their pitching has it on early on, like you just gotta get to them early on. If you can't get to them early on, they are just gonna run away. That's how it's been in a tournament. If you look at PC, they've been just cooking everybody basically. And USA has to. What they need to do is the pitching, like Paul Skeens, has to keep pitching pretty well because if he lets up 1 or 2 more runs here, they are going to start feeling themselves. And then you look at the other matchup. I just think Italy, like how you said, they had the most momentum entering this. I'm pretty shocked that they made it this far, and I think they're going to make it to the finals.
I'm with you all the way with Dominican Republic. Swaggiest team, most swaggiest team in the World Baseball Classic right now. Easiest team to root for. US, I mean, they just got they got a bunch of guys that don't want to be there, act like they want to be there. And Mark DeRosa is a fucking dumbass, for being the manager of that team. They even know the point total for them. They almost got knocked out in their group stage. I think that, you know, DR, like you said, are stacked from top to bottom. Venezuela, I gotta apologize. I gotta apologize to all the Venezuelans out there. I knew they had a good team, but good enough to just absolutely send a nuke over to Japan and rip the hearts out of their soul, out their bodies, man. It was crazy. It was surreal to watch in real time. With Shohei Ohtani being the final out as well. I think it's gonna be an excellent semifinal matchup between them and Italy, who, like I said, they have the most momentum going on right now. I think ultimately I will pick DR to win the whole thing. Give me DR, and we'll say Venezuela in the semifinals, bro. Just go all in on vibes for WBC. That's what we need. That's what we need. Good vibes right now. In good baseball in the summer, well, springtime/summer. You get the point. That's what I'm going for. Bam.
Boy, them motherfucking Dominicans, boy, they whooping everybody ass. Yo, I was taken aback by how they just whooping everybody ass. Um, TC said it. They got the swag. They can hit that motherfucker on the park. Uh, they just they filled in well. It's absolute baseball pandemonium over there. So it's them and the same thing for the Venezuelans. They just whooping everybody ass. Uh, I don't know if the U.S. can stick with them. I don't know what the score is right now. I think somebody says 2-1. I don't know if the U.S. can stick with them boys, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and go CR and Venezuela.
right? And TK.
I already told you, brother. I have not been watching, dog. But I will ask y'all a question, bro. Is what the fuck happened to America, bro? Like, aren't we supposed to be the best? Aren't we supposed to produce the best baseball players in the world, bro?
Uh,
I thought it was only soccer that produces like.
Absolutely not. No. Off of the border, they over there
Yeah, you're
whacking.
right. I
Cooking,
guess
bro.
we do. I guess we do got a lot of Hispanics in the MLB, but shit, bro, damn.
That's what they do, man. That's what they play some
Ah,
baseball.
well, shout out Jello people, bro. Shit, y'all doing y'all thing, bro. It's unfortunate he couldn't be here tonight, but yeah.
It's just surreal, bro. It's just really surreal because I think that's for the longest time it really was Team USA on top, for for good variety of reasons. But that's when everybody started realizing like, oh shit, these guys are from south of the border, and you look at a lot of the talent now, a lot of the top guys that you see now outside of Aaron Judge, there really ain't a lot of American superstars in the MLB. You look at Ronald Acuna and Vladimir Guerrero, Fernando Tatis, and Manny Machado. Like all these guys are representing their country, bro. They're just representing their country, man. So I think that having just that overall like presence is going to be enough to ultimately win WBC for DR, man. But they got to come back in this game. They do have to come back in this game. Currently down 2-1. I smell a home run coming from somebody. I just don't know who yet. Um, let's go to the next question, though. Let's talk about who we're going to see in the Final Four for the men's college basketball tournament. March Madness is here, fellas. Um, and it kind of crept up on me this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. But who does everybody have in their Final Four this year? I'll start with you on this one, Bam.
Uh, my first answer. Ain't nobody gonna like this one. I'm gonna go UNBC. Yes, I know I'm being delusional. I don't care. They made it again. Haven't made it since 2018.
Is
Another
this
Super
is
Bowl.
this supposed to be like a visceral, vindictive response because Jay Williams said Cinderellas are dead? Like what are we doing here?
What Jay Williams said. We ain't made it since 2018. We back again. We whooping ass. Simple as that. Final four. That's my first one. Uh, Duke, of course. Duke got to be in there at this point. I guess I'll go Arizona. I guess I can go Arizona. They being favored, but I don't know. And maybe a sleeper pick, but I'll say Kansas because of uh
Hmm.
because of Darren Peterson. I think he might carry them there. I know my
Hmm.
final four a little bit different, but that's my final four right there.
Okay, certainly different. TK.
I got Duke, obviously. It's me being biased. Give me UConn. We'll probably end up facing them in the Final Four. Arizona, and I'm gonna go Michigan. Duke, UConn, Arizona, and Michigan. And probably the reality is probably none of these teams end up making it to the Final Four. But we'll see.
Fair enough. Gianni.
For the other side of the bracket, the first side, I'm gonna go with Arkansas versus Arizona. I'm gonna go with that. I think that's gonna be my first matchup, and then the other one is gonna be Houston versus Duke. I think that's right now my final four. I'm still like looking at it, but I think for now that's gonna be my final four. And I think for the finals, I think it's gonna be Arkansas versus Duke.
We're gonna have that nigga Jello on the podcast again wearing a dude shirt and a hat, bro. We'll make another bet, dog.
That'd be truly nasty work. I'm all for it though. Um, all right. Well, coming out the Midwest, I think it's gonna be Michigan. I think they have the easiest run to the Final Four, in my opinion. So I think they're 1 seed, they're gonna run away out the Midwest. Out the West, yeah, we're back. Go ahead and give me Villanova. Let's come out the West. They're gonna represent in the Final Four. All right. Shout out to our new head coach. He got us right. And all of a sudden, we creeping in. All right, that's the 8 seed. Nobody would ever expect it. They're like Villanova. They haven't been relevant since since Coach Shea retired. We back, baby. All right, give me them to come out the West. Coming out the South, go ahead and give me Florida. I don't think Houston has that it factor. Sorry, not sorry to Jello. But Florida, they're the playing champions for a reason. So, I think that they got that down pat. And coming out the East, go ahead and give me Duke. Um, Duke is the most sound number 1 seed, I think, that could potentially make it, but they also who have the toughest road to the Final Four, um, and potentially have to run into UConn, who, if Duke wasn't on the other side of their region, then I would have probably ended up picking UConn. But Duke, they got Cam Boozer, they got Coach Shire. Look, they're doing very well. They're doing very well. So, give me Duke, Villanova, Michigan, and I think I said, who did I say? Coming out the Midwest. I already lost my train of thought. Duke, Villanova, Duke, Villanova, Michigan, um, in Florida. Thank you.
Is that Villanova? It's that Villanova pick that's fucking your head up because you know it's
No, no,
bullshit.
no, 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 no,
You,
no.
you just know it's bullshit.
See. That's why it was so hard. Like, because see, nobody's thinking Florida is about to win it.
Pause.
Yeah, nobody's
Pause.
gonna what?
Pause, brother. It's so hard. Pause, brother. We be letting too much. Gianni, you heard what he said
Oh my
earlier
God.
too, right? We
Yeah.
let that slide too, brother. That's strike two, brother. That's strike two, brother. All right.
That
Nah,
that
You,
that's
man.
that wasn't even that crazy. That wasn't even
Yeah,
that crazy.
I felt like that was crazy, man.
I'm
You
sorry,
bringing
PC.
it
That
up,
was a
you bringing
wide.
it up, you acknowledging it made it crazy. So technically, that's on your part, brother. Nobody even batted an eye to it until you had mentioned it. But hey, I'm gonna let it slide for now. I'm gonna let it slide for now. Go ahead and give a quick water check in to all your listeners while we're at it. Um, I've had this nasty cough for the last like couple of days that I'm hoping changes real soon because it's probably like the one thing I do not want to do right now. I cannot get sick. Um, so for all your listeners, hopefully you're doing the same, staying hydrated. Um, Make sure you follow us on our socials. We hate sports all across the board. All right. An ultimate topic now. Last two are actually going to be about the NFL. So let's start with free agency because for the most part, free agency is about to be wrapped up. We're about to be a start of a brand new league year, and there have been a lot of changes. There have been a lot of players that have moved on to other teams. A lot of coaches that have moved on to other places. In your opinion, give me one winner and one loser of NFL free agency. TK, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna say the biggest winner, if I'm just going based off like the teams on paper right now, DC after free agency. I'll probably go with the Raiders or the Rams. More so the Raiders because they had a ton of money to spend and they spent it on some really good players, bro. They improved the defense. They added some offensive linemen. They still got to figure out their wide receiver situation, but we know what they're going to end up doing with the number 1 draft pick. Um, that I just also want to say this, PC. Part of my answer with the Raiders is because they also end up getting 2 first-round picks that we all saw what happened this week with that situation with the Ravens and the Raiders. But I still think that they'll be able to make something shake in the draft. Get their quarterback or wide receiver as well. But what they did in free agency, bro, they just it seemed like they got a bunch of hits more so than misses, bro. So I'm gonna give credit to the Raiders and what they did with their $120 million cap space They did it the right way. As far as the biggest loser, I think that it's pretty fucking obvious, bro. And I'm glad I can finally say this to Bam face and it's not through the group chat, bro. Because I need you to hear me and feel me right now. Pause. See how I did that? You see how I did that, brother? That's what you need to start doing. But check this out, Bam. So first of all, we already know what my answer is. It's the Broncos, bro. Do y'all know the Broncos are the only team in the free agency period, PC, Gianni Bam, that did not make a single move outside of the roster, bro? We lost 3 guys, but we didn't add anybody to replace those 3 guys. Bo Nix, I'm sorry, brother. You deserve better. I'm sorry that the organization with their Walmart money, billions on top of billions on top of billions, refused to get you some help this year. I'm sorry that they told the fans, and Bam can attest to this as well, they told the fans we are going to be aggressive in free agency. This old-ass fart Sean Payton looked us dead in the eyes and told us we need to improve at the tight end and running back position. And you know what he did, brother? He sat in his office, his office in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, and he did nothing but sit at his desk and dig in his ass, bro. That is all he did, brother. He scratched his ass the entire time, bro. Not a single move is insane. And I'm gonna give y'all a little insight, bro, because Ian and Adam haven't reported this, dog, but there's some Broncos insights. PC Gianni Bam. We had a trade on the table during the free agency period for Jalen Waddle. Everybody was on board. Whatever trade that we had set to whatever picks or players or whatever we had set to give to the Dolphins, they agreed to the pick. But because the owners, again, are Walmart owners, they don't know shit about football, they went to Sean Payton instead of the general manager, George Payton, who would have told them push the deal through. Sean Payton told them no, PC, and he completely reneged the trade, brother. So I don't understand what the plan is, bro. We got insiders telling us, guys, just be patient. Nigga, it's like the 7th day of free agency, and Sean Payton is still in the office digging in his ass, not doing a goddamn thing, brother. And Bam, I want to hear what you got to say about that, because you told me I was crazy and I need to relax, brother. I'm done relaxing. It's been a whole week. I gave these niggas a week, brother. Am I allowed to be mad now? Am I allowed to feel the way I feel right now?
Look, at the first day, you was tripping. But then I was like, okay, I get it. You didn't do nothing. The first day, I was like, okay, chill the fuck out. Like, free agency just started. Relax. Now, you're right.
We even made moves and y'all didn't make any. So I don't
Nothing, bro. And PC, to bring Jaleel McLaughlin, to bring him back was stupid. To bring Adam Trotman, who we made the highest play. First of all, when the fuck did we start calling tight ends the best blocking tight end in the NFL, or according to PFF? What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Adam Trotman, PC, do you know what this nigga stat was? The nigga didn't even have 200 receiving yards, brother. We paid him 3 years, $18 million for what? You know why? Because he's a Sean Payton guy. All Sean Payton does is sit in the office, digging his ass, think he knows better than everybody else. He got a complete ego problem. And this man, if you're Sean Payton's friends, brother, you have a job for life as long as this nigga's coaching. It don't matter who you are, brother. What's the tight end from the Saints, PC? Can somebody tell me his name really quick? I forgot the old ass.
Tyson Hill?
Tyson Hill?
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock. Taysom Hill, thank you. PC, look, I'm dead ass serious when I say this, ladies and gentlemen. It would not shock me at all if we made a trade for this nigga next week. If you are a Sean Payton player or coach, brother, you will forever have a job, bro. You will forever have a job with Sean Payton. He is ruining his team. Shout out Sean Payton for what he did the past 2-3 years, bringing us out of hell. He brought us from hell, PC, and he brought us back on earth. But now, nigga, I just feel like, and man, what do you think about this, man? This is the only thing I can think of, bro. He's salty that the fan base and the ownership told him, all right, bro, maybe you should give up those plays to David Webb, bro. I feel like he's salty, so he's trying to give this nigga the worst roster possible for the upcoming season, so that when David Webb fails, what do you think they're going to do? We're going to have to go back to Sean Payton, bro.
That's
I feel like
embarrassing.
Am I crazy?
I feel like half that and half. This has always been Sean Payton. Like when y'all brought Sean Payton in, they knew this was a possibility. He's always been a head case. I want control. I know what's best. That has always been Sean Payton since he's been in the league. So I feel like yes, he's a little butthurt about Davis Webb. I do feel like that, but I also feel like it could be Brian Johnson in there at OC or head coach, and he would still do this because he feel like he knows best in every situation.
I mean,
But
the way that you're describing Sean Payton right now, TK, you would have thought that he was Chip Kelly, man. I mean, my goodness, brother.
He has a very keen football mind. When it comes to football, the game of X's and O's, he knows that like the back of his hand. That's why he has the success he's had. But as a general manager, as a player's guy, he don't know what the fuck he doing.
and you know,
That has been him.
the difference between him and a guy like Andy Reid is Andy Reid, he keeps his like he's always been the even back with the Eagles, you'll still see some of those type of plays, PC, but he also gets with the times, bro. Like he gets with the times. Sean Payton has not. This nigga still thinks we in 2008 that he can run a screen, deep ball. No, brother, that shit does not work. That shit does not work, brother. Get the fuck off my team, please. I hate Sean Payton right now. I hate him, bro. But we can move on.
um, Gianni.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one winner, one team stuck in neutral, and two losers. Just to even things out because there's a lot going on. I feel like that first week. So my winner, I'm gonna go. I agree with TK's the Raiders, man. They took Kobe Dean from us, like PC and everything like that. That happened. I think their defense is gonna be better. The offense need weapons, obviously, with the new quarterback. But I think overall, they still have a lot of cap space. They got Crosby back. I don't know what happened between the Ravens, the medical, and all that issue, but they were able to get Crosby back and everything like that. So I think they, to me, are the winner right now. I think the second winner you could put probably is Tennessee because I like what Tennessee has done really early on. I want to see what they do on draft night, but they're trending up right now, Tennessee. The team that's stuck in neutral really is Carolina, man. Because Carolina, I spend way too much money. Jalen Phillips, man, is making the second most money out of all the edge rushers, man. The
Y'all
second
give me
most at
I don't know,
$36 million a year.
fucking edge that don't deserve all that money. One type.
$36 million a year. Oh, I'm glad
They gave
Howie
Jalen
didn't.
Phillips 30 million, bro.
But
That's
I'm glad Howie didn't even bother to offer
They
that
changed
because
that broke. They changed that broke ass nigga life, bro.
I wouldn't even if Howie would have paid that Howie there will be questions about Howie if he would have paid Jim Phillips that exact amount. I just don't know what Carolina is. That's why I'm put them in neutral because I don't know where they're going really. I think that division is gonna be a little better and a little different from what people think after draft night. The two losers I'm gonna go. First is the Denver Broncos. TK, you guys were one game away from making the Super Bowl. I know you guys lost Bo Nix in that playoff game, but this is the thing about windows, man. If you don't take advantage of your windows and one or two injuries like that happen, and you don't do nothing in free agency, and you say, "Oh, let's run it back, man. Let's run it back." Yeah, it's not going to look that good next season, TK. I'm sorry, bro, but that man is just unacceptable at this point for next season. I don't know what you guys are going to do draft night, but you guys have to change this real quick. And my other loser is Dallas because Dallas didn't do nothing to improve their defense. Really, they won They won 7 games each of the last 2 years. They didn't improve anything on defense. Their offense is the same, but they still need to work still more on offense because that if you guys don't notice, they suffer so much injuries every every other year, basically, Dallas. Every 1 year they're healthy and they still stink. And then next year they're not healthy and they stink again. So to me, Dallas look like probably a third place team in the division right now. Because if they don't add to their defense, I don't see them winning.
And doesn't Dallas have 2 first-round picks this year, or am I tripping?
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me? So they're idiots.
You trust Jerry Jones
so basically,
to make the right decision?
You would have had your first next year, dog. You could have just traded them 2 picks for Max Crosby, bro. You could have took the chance, bro. Like Cowboys are just
I understand how much power they have on offense, but it's not going to matter too much because teams are going to scheme differently. Defenses are going to scheme differently and take certain things away that worked this year. Even though they won 7 games, next season is not a given.
And did they even try to go after Trey Hendrickson? Like, at all, bro?
Nah, I saw a report that they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, Jerry, you're just simply never going to.
And I don't trust them with those two first. Them making the right decision. So,
but dog, you wouldn't even have to give up any of them picks. You would have just went after Hendrickson, bro. You would like what? What are we doing, dog?
That Dallas to me is going to probably be. I gave him like 8-9 wins, but I'm looking at them as a 6-7 win team. They can score points, but they're not going to be able to stop anybody. Like, if you can't stop anybody, right, you're not going to be able to – it's going to be laughable seeing them. Because I think the Giants are better than them.
It's going to be real nasty, bro. Bam?
Everybody has pretty much said the Raiders. Again, you got 130 million cap space. You're gonna do whatever you want. I think that and the big reason I was telling TK to chill out the other day in the first day of free agency is because when a team just has 130 million cap and nobody else is that close, they're gonna steal a lot of players. And I'm pretty sure the Raiders have stole a lot of players that both me and TK wanted. It's gonna happen. They just gonna throw money at people. They gave Tyler Linderbaum $27 million. I love Tyler Linderbaum. I wanted to give him $27 million a year. I wasn't doing that. But I had to give credit where credit is due. I think the Giants are probably my winner of free agency. They have made some very solid moves. They haven't made like just the craziest Raiders type signings, but they have made some really solid moves to build their identity. Getting Isaiah Likely, getting Pat Ricard. They got somebody else notable that I can't remember right this second.
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney was a good signing for them. But they have just made some very good signings for their defense, for their team in general, just to fortify their identity. A loser of free agency. I'm gonna keep it in the same division. The Commanders have actually lost free agency for me. They have a lot of money and they haven't done shit with it. They haven't spent it on the O-line, which is their biggest need. They needed splash signings on defense, haven't made any. Didn't they sign Odafe Oweh or somebody else signed Odafe?
Nah, that was we can't hear you, PC.
No, they did sign Oweh.
Okay, that's a good one, but they need a lot more than that.
Can he run block or can he pass block? Because
he is a pass rusher, brother.
Nah, I'm saying I'm being sarcastic, but dog, I think the Commanders forgot that 2 years ago they were literally in the NFC Championship game, dog. Like free Jaden, bro. Free Jaden.
No. They didn't forget, bro. They just knew it was a Cinderella run.
They had one good year. They had it in the palm of their hand,
and they got too comfortable.
They had the formula in the palm of their hand.
That's what happens.
Same old Redskins. Like, what are we doing?
Does that sound familiar, Sean? Fucking stupid ass Peyton.
Oh, bro, I think bro. Denver and Washington, like back-to-back years. And
we are going to be trash, bro.
That division is getting tougher for you guys, TK. That all I can say about that.
And not only did the Chiefs steal Kenneth Walker from us, bro. PC. You know what else hurt, dog? Not only did the Raiders get way better on paper, of course, because they got to stay healthy and everything, but even the Chargers, bro, they boosted the offensive line, bro. We know they're going to draft the wide receiver in the draft.
No.
They improved the defense even more than it already. Like, bro, just go, bro.
Well, I look at it on the bright side. I don't think you should worry about the Chargers ball teams usurping you in the division. Um, so everybody has mentioned the Raiders, rightfully so, because they did do their thing in the offs, with the money that they had. Um, to give a different winner, I'm gonna go with the Rams because I mean the Rams they had the first big splash move. They traded for Trent McDuffie and they ended up giving them the extension that they needed. They're still their GM is still looking to make moves as we speak. One of the teams that were trying to take AJ Brown from us, even though that's not going to happen, but that's a kind of aggressiveness that you need in order to try and win a Super Bowl. And when I think about the script this year, oh yeah, I remember Super Bowl. It's at SoFi Stadium this year. Gee, the Rams won their last Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium. I just see the writing on the wall. And I see what the NFL is doing here. And the Rams they are fully capitalizing on that as such, especially with the Summer Olympics about to happen in 2028. And guess what? LA. So I mean it's just you can't make this up. You really can't make this up. So as much as I want to say that the Rams are losers, they're actually one of the biggest winners of free agency. To get my loser though, everybody mentioned the Broncos. I feel like the one was pretty obvious. But I also want to go ahead and give my excuse me, my one loser to the Cardinals. Um the Cardinals, as it's standing right now,
What
look,
the fuck are they doing? Tyler
I don't
Algier
know.
was a good signing, but what the fuck are they
Bruh.
doing?
Well, y'all really don't know what they're doing. It's
I did.
tanked. It's tanked for Arch Manning season, bro. That's what they're
It
doing.
is completely shameless if that's the route we're going. I can't even tell you the starting QB right now for the Cardinals.
Uh,
And
what's his name? Brissett. Brissett will
Jacoby
probably be their
Brissett,
start. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, that's the route
Jacoby
they're going to
Brissett,
go. in 20 in
under a
2020.
Matt LaFleur system, bro. It's got disaster written all over it, and I feel so bad for every Cardinal fan out there, man. It is going to be so nasty to watch football games from them this season. There's still no D-line help until they eventually, get like an edge rusher right there, and that's only one man. Football's a team sport. They're just there's a sense of stagnancy in Arizona right now, and I hate it because this used to be a prestigious franchise. This used to be a franchise that was in the upper echelon of the NFL. Now it's like, okay, what are we doing to make sure Arch Manning is our quarterback for 2028 or 2027?
PC,
Like,
you know what they should do?
mm,
They should, if they want Arch Manning so bad, they should just trade some of their defense away. Honestly, at this point, they should trade us Josh Sweat, man, and they should trade Buda Baker to another team that is like close to contending that needs a safety as well. Like they need to make moves if they want the number one pick next year. They
They
gotta
don't.
move everybody
But
around.
okay, well, you can't make it that obvious to the fans, bro. People got to pay for tickets. But besides that, dog, they're just going to suck, bro. They are just going to suck. Bro. You don't even have to give up anybody on your defense because we can't even name five people on the defense. First of all, I know I can.
I
And
know I
besides,
can.
exactly. And besides that, like, they are going to be so bad, brother. That
What's gonna happen with
here's what
Marvin
you
Harrison?
okay. Here's what you do. Exactly. I'm glad you said that
Hey,
because here's
bud.
what you do. You simply what pick do they have this year? The third or fourth, something like
I
that.
think the fourth, if I'm not
Okay, so
mistaken.
you take the running back Love from Notre Dame, and then you're still gonna suck because he's not gonna have an offensive line to run back or run behind. And then all you do, bro, is just you simply just draft Arch Manning next year because I'm pretty sure the Cardinals are definitely gonna have number one pick next season. Dog. They are gonna
I
be
mean,
terrible.
Mama,
it's
hold
going to
on.
be
Why the fuck are we taking Arch Manning with pick one? Why the fuck are we doing that?
I mean, I'm just assuming he's gonna be the number one pick, dog.
and you talk about franchise malpractice. Take Arch Manning with pick number one and see what the fuck happened to you.
Let's see what he does this
Hey,
season first, bro.
hey. Bad team. Well, what happens? Bad teams do bad things, which is why they say bad. Good teams
Let's
do good things,
let
which is
let's
why they
just
say good.
see. Let's see what he does this junior year, bro. I think he's gonna have a big season.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
think number
the
one.
Cardinals are going to be there in the basement for a while because the Niners are decent. Seattle won the Super Bowl. The Rams most likely probably going to win the other Super Bowl at some point. They're never going to get anything going, honestly.
It's just, I think it's going to be very. I mean, God, like, I mean when I say it, but the Cardinals. I mean, they really are that one meme that I'm talking about. Y'all know the meme about the Arizona Cardinals, bro. And it's the big old bird head. And it's the retard. No, you know what? That's just me. That's just how I feel about the team right now. That's just how I feel about them. And when I consider, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, one of the biggest losers of free agency, a team that could have actually did something, but ends up doing nothing. Arizona is at the top of my list. Um, Speaking of Arizona, they do currently hold the third overall pick in the NFL draft this year. And that brings us to our final topic of the night, because let's talk about the NFL draft a little bit more in depth. It's happening in April. And the Raiders hold the first overall pick, of course. Currently slated to select Fernando Mendoza with that pick. It's second overall. You have the Jets, then the Cardinals, then the Titans, and then at fifth you have the Giants. Now, of all these top five teams, which one do you think has the best chance to make the playoffs next season? I think, my humble opinion, I truly do think it's the Giants. And y'all know how much I slander New York on this podcast. Y'all know how much I love doing it. And I still love doing it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But first year, John Harbaugh, he's looking to make a big impression. And I do think with the wild behavior of how the NFC East division works, I think that the Giants, can't believe I'm saying it, I think the Giants may very well have a high chance at winning the NFC East this season. Um, and it's going to be off the back of Jackson Dart, who I think is going to take a leap with John Harbaugh as his QB, or as excuse me, as his head coach. And you got Malik Neighbors still, Cam Scaboo, and signing a couple of other guys, Kevin Austin, a couple of support guys, to replace the support guys that they already had. So I think it's going to be the Giants. I truly do. That ends up making the playoffs. That's the best chance anyway. Um, but Gianni,
Uh, I think when looking at like the conferences, basically like both conference, I think the NFC is more tougher than AAC. So I'm gonna say, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Tennessee might be have the best chance, honestly, out of these five teams. Because look at the division, for example. The Colts, I don't know where they're going really, because they were, we saw them. They start 8-2, but then fell apart. The Jags had a great year, but the thing is, sometimes you have that one great year, and the next year, look as good. Houston, I think they're going to be, up there, but I feel like Tennessee can actually make the playoffs and surprise everybody and even win the division, because I still think that division is up in the air. And then you look at the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals have no chance of making it, because look at the division they are. I think the Raiders, I still think, are another year away, because they're going to have a rookie quarterback. They're going to have, they need to have more, honestly. The Giants, I think, are going to be second place, but they're going to probably slide into that last wild card. So, like, if you do the process of elimination, really, we don't even have to mention the Jets, honestly. They're going to be in the bottom. So, I think if you use process of elimination, I think the Titans have the best chance.
um, damn,
I was going to say Raiders because again they have like you know absolutely fortified that team. But I'm gonna go the safe answer much
like you and say the Giants. Once again, uh everybody knows my gripes with John Harbaugh, but I will never deny that he is a florist. And Giants have a lot of young talent over there. They've added some veteran talent. Uh, he's gonna have them boys humming. He's gonna have them playing, and they are going to win games. So I think that they could make the playoffs. The issue isn't making the playoffs; it's advancing through the playoffs. But I don't think they will really have any issue making the playoffs, considering what that division over there looks like. Like outside of the Eagles, I don't really trust anybody in that division. So I'll go to Giants.
TK.
I'm kind of mad at Gianni stole my answer, though. But I thought I was gonna surprise everybody by saying the Titans. But honestly, even though the AFC was kind of weird last year, bro, with a lot of teams getting in that probably wouldn't have gotten in normal NFL seasons, like the Ravens, the Chiefs, like teams like that, bro. I do think those teams will make the playoffs this year, but I just think, like Gianni said, bro, that division, dog, it's weird, bro. What are you going to get from CJ Stroud as far as a quarterback this year? Because he went from having the best rookie season we've ever seen from a quarterback to going out there looking like Geno Smith 2.0. So I don't trust the Texans. The Colts, I think Daniel Jones was just coming off of was it ACL or Achilles that he's just coming off of?
Achilles.
Achilles, yeah. So he's just coming off of an Achilles injury. It's going to take time for him to get back. So I don't trust the Colts whatsoever. They don't have a first round pick to add a wide receiver as well. I think they gave him 2 picks for Sauce Gardner. So we're going to have to see how that turns out.
Colts also aren't picking in top 5.
No, I'm saying I don't trust the Colts. I picked the Titans. But I'm giving the reasons why I don't trust each team in the division. So Texans, Colts, and then who would that be? Who's the other?
The Jaguars.
The Jaguars, yeah. Another team that did absolutely nothing in free agency, BC. I think they made like one signing that didn't move anybody at all whatsoever. They ended up losing players like a Devin Lloyd. I think that's really going to hurt the defense in the middle. So I don't know, bro. It's just 3 teams that I just don't trust in the AFC in the what's that, the AFC East?
No, AFC South.
AFC South, yeah. Just 3 teams I really don't trust in the AFC South for those specific reasons. I think the pairing of Brian Dable and Cam Ward, bro. I don't like Brian Dable as a head coach, but I love him as an offensive coordinator. We saw what he did to a guy like Josh Allen. I think he's gonna work wonders for a guy like Cam Ward this season. And I think this is a team that can win 9, 10 games, and I think that's all it's gonna take to win that division. So yeah, like Gianni said, I'm going with the Titans.
It's Bald Head Incorporated down there in Tennessee. I mean, seriously, look at their coaching staff. I shit you not, like 80% of them are all bald now. It's kind of wild. Like all the bald niggas are converging onto Tennessee, and they're about to help out the Titans through the power of Nashville, hot honey chicken, and music. Get that team to the playoffs. Cam Ward, we got you. It's going to be like that one Avengers scene. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
And they have new uniforms too. I think Tennessee too.
Yep. Brand new
It's like a new
uniforms,
era.
brand new logo. It's a brand new era in Tennessee right now. I mean, out of the top 5, I think the most exciting that could be exciting to watch is Tennessee, just simply because of how great Cam Ward was. The flash study showed anyway. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We have to wait we have to wait and see how it all pans out, man. It's surely I expect to be a good NFL season, and just a good season in general for sports. Good year in general for sports. A lot of historical stuff has happened this year. And I don't know if y'all been really following, but like it truly has been a magnificent year for sports world. But that's gonna do it for the episode tonight, guys. Appreciate y'all for coming out. To our audio listeners, make sure you call a loved one, check up on them, tell them that you love them, stay hydrated. Y'all know the drill at this point. I don't mean to sound like a broken records, but you know, with the climate of the world's it's the little things that can really make a person's day. For example, I've been chasing this seafood boil for the last 4 months. And finally, last night, I finally was able to get one with my friends. It was seafood boil, and cup waters and good vibes last night. Sometimes that's all any human needs.
Brother,
I
I
just,
know it sounds like World War III on your toilet, brother.
oh, it
My
did, but that's
God.
besides the point. They did. That's besides my point, though. You know, the end results. You can suffer with that later on, but it's little things like that that can make somebody happy. Um, and I think there's a lot of things that's about to make a lot of people happy, whether it be, in sports world with your favorite team winning or your favorite show about to come out. I mean, The Boys, you got Invincible, you got Daredevil, you got a whole bunch of DC U and MCU projects coming out this year. Lanterns in the summer. This summer has the potential to be generational. And I try not to use that word a lot. I really don't. But I truly do think the summer of 2026 is going to be a generational summer. But I don't know, man. You have to tap in to Wade Sports Podcast. See if it's what's that's what's up. Um well, I appreciate everybody who's been following us as well, as of late, especially on our YouTube channel. Y'all been showing love left and right. I do want to give a shout out real quick to Mook as well. He just hit 10K on TikTok. The other nights he's been killing it as of late, man. Um, Told y'all we had big things planned. 2026, the year of expansion. 2025 was a reintroduction. 2026, year of expansion, baby. We will see y'all next week for episode 259. My name is Billy Cameron, joined by Bam, TK, and Gianni this week. So long. Good night.